They are the miserable people who hate themselves, who want all of their friends and family to be single and alone because they're single and alone. So they will sabotage and ruin and poison in your ear about whoever you're dating or married to. That's what they do. This is how it always goes, right? If you follow any of the anti-MLM community people, what they do is they'll put up compelling emotional arguments online why MLM fails. And the thing that they've never been able to prove is, what is the definition of failure, right? They can never say, they come in all the time, 99% of the people who get involved with network marketing fail. What's the failure? What does that mean? Did they quit? Did they not make what they expected to? What is it? And that's something that's completely subjective, and it's based on the perception of the person who's involved in the industry. My success rate for me was, can I pay my bills doing MLM? When I hit that, that was a success. Then it's the next benchmark, or the next benchmark, or the next benchmark. The problem that we have with the anti-MLM community is their arguments are so appealing because they come at it from both sides when they've lost one side. Because what they're trying to do is prove a negative with the sleight of hand, word of mouth tricks. That's all they do, like this.
Is even more ridiculous because everyone is going to catch on, and then you have the ultimate problem. You recruit 5 people who recruit 5 people who recruit 5 people, and that cycle can only be repeated 13 times before you deplete the entire population of the earth.
And they use that argument until you call them out on it, and then they change their position to this.
5 who recruit 5. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention when we were reacting to Patrick's video earlier, the guy who said "gip goop" or whatever and started dancing. He talked about how it's a straw man argument when anti-MLMers bring up the 5 who recruit 5, whatever. He talked about how it's nonsense because it would never actually happen as a matter of like real world, probability, because it would never happen. And this to them, and I've heard Scott and Peter echo this same thing, to them that is proof that the endless chain argument is nonsense. They go, well, if the 5 by 5 by 5 can only be repeated 13 times before you run out of people, how come we haven't recruited the entire world yet? And another good one I heard is, Jesus Christ has been recruiting for 2,000 years and he still hasn't recruited everyone to Christianity yet. There's still Muslims and Buddhists and blah, 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 blah. Again, nonsense, false equivalencies. The fact that everyone in the world has not been recruited to MLM yet is proof that it doesn't work. Because if it did work and you could recruit 5 who recruit 5 who recruit 5, which is what they say you have to do, and that would only take 13 cycles, we would already see everyone in it.
Listen, I appreciate Marco. He's a good kid, and I've had my back and forth with him. And the point of the videos on this channel is to have you, if you're in network marketing, to have one of two aspects of it, right? You either to do this business the right way, properly, without the income claims or the health claims, and actually have some integrity. Go forward in your business and understand that it's sales and it's recruiting. And the other thing is maybe it's for you to evaluate, all right, this isn't for me because I don't have the skill set, or whatever on that sliding scale, right? You don't have the skill sets, you want to improve. I want to teach you sales and recruiting and marketing, all that. But you have to look at the number one tactic, and I don't think they understand this because they're so emotional, of the anti-MLM community is emotion. That's what they use. They are the miserable people who hate themselves, who want all of their friends and family to be single and alone because they're single and alone. So they will sabotage and ruin and poison in your ear about whoever you're dating or married to. That's what they do. The top tactic of the anti-MLM community is to try to prove a negative, and they can't. If you look at Marco's position, he literally used the argument for one side, and then when it's called out, well, why isn't every person in the world recruited in the MLM? He flips it on the other side and he says, well, that proves my point why it's not. The reason why I can't understand how they cannot see what they're doing is because when you apply that logic to anything else, let's look at marriage, right? Well, if you look at 52% of all marriages fail, that proves that marriages don't work. And their side would say that's a false equivalency because you're not recruiting. Or if you had said, well, why isn't everybody on the planet married? That proves that marriage isn't successful, because but not everybody, if it was, everybody on the planet would be married. What about the people who want to stay single? What about people who just don't want to get married? You see, the point with this is, if you're going to spend your time arguing with people in anti-MLM, just don't. I've had my fun. I like doing it. I like setting these videos up for you to have a little bit more confidence in your business, because you will run across the people who have seen Marco's, Julie's, Cece's videos, and they will attack you. And I want to arm you with a little bit of information, or at the very least have you go, hey, I appreciate your views. Yeah, we just agree to disagree. Let's go get something to eat, right? The ultimate argument they will always have is it's the recruiting phase. That's all it is. It doesn't matter if you look at professional sports statistics or if you look at small business failing statistics. Everything they say can always be just turned over into, well, their business model isn't based off of recruiting. So definitively, I don't know what else you guys in the anti-MLM community need. The business is selling a product or a service and recruiting others to sell that product or a service. There you go. Problem is solved. Now, if you don't like the fact that there are many of us who are successful in the business who sell and recruit, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that upsets you so much. The business is not a scam because you don't like that many people fail in it. It's as simple as that. And the problem I have is you will not take that same argument and apply it to anything else. Small businesses, professional sports, entrepreneurship, marriage, you name it. And you see the massive failure rate, and you claim that it's a straw man, it's a false equivalency, whatever else argument you need, because of the value of what you can't even put failure on. What I mean by that is, for those of you who say that whatever statistic you use, 90% of whatever people fail in MLM, you still haven't defined that. You still cannot define that, because that is completely subjective. The person who puts in 5 hours a week on their MLM, and they make an extra $50 a month doing it, maybe to them, that $50 a month is a tank of gas that gets them to their other job. I don't know if that's success to them. The person who's making $1 million a month, that could be success to them. I don't have that answer. That's a scale that no one can measure. And sadly, that's the problem that all the MLM or anti-MLM people want to throw in faces. And the MLMers, you guys are just as fault, because what you claim is you're only successful if you're making that 6 figures a month. Sorry, but if we're in the MLM business and we can help somebody make an extra grocery bill a month, pay a mortgage payment, pay a car payment, and they're working to get that done, then we've succeeded. It's as simple as that. So if you're watching anti-MLM content, understand their two primary arguments and debating points are fueled with emotion, and they try to make it look like they're proving a negative, and they can't. They're not able to do it. So hopefully from our content on this channel, you're able to see that this business is sales and recruiting, and you're able to put that integrity in your own business and move forward properly. Hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully this made sense. If I can help you guys out with anything, get a hold of me. I don't care what company you're with. I don't care what business you're with. I'd be more than happy to help you build your network marketing business the right way. You guys have a great day. See you in the next video.